complete. I can respect it.
Me?
Okay. Well, that's Donkey Kong Country 2. Let's talk about it for a second. Um, so I think that's the furthest I've ever gotten in the game, and I've never fought a boss in this game because I was very young and I was very bad at games, so I had a lot of hard time. You go first actually before I go like too deep into it.
You mean difficulty spike is it hits you much harder than in the first game. I felt like
Mm-hmm.
the first game it ease you, but then this one is purely a lot of platforming, which I really like. But at the same time, I was like, ah.
Yeah, the platforming is a lot more prevalent in this one. Where the first one, I mean, I obviously the first one had a lot of platforming as well, but that one was more how do
Straightforward
yeah, I guess
in a
is the way to
way.
put it. It was more of an enemy focus than the actual platforming itself. In terms of there was more obstacles. This one is more platforming focused, like you said, and I
Mm.
think that's as a result of the comics. By the way, my going we never mentioned this before, but my going theory about why they made Donkey Kong the captive is probably because he's a very bulky character. And I guess they figure for like in terms of like the platforming aspects, it might be just simpler to have smaller characters that you can better keep track of for the platforming.
True.
So that might be why they did that, and why they also did with Country 3. But again, more on that when we get to that episode. But yeah, and of course, that also led for more abilities. Diddy has his cartwheel move that he has. Dixie has her hair that just lets her twirl and get a little extra air. Very Yoshi-like, if I'm being honest, because, Yoshi's flutter jump gave you a little extra air, and
Mm.
Dixie's hair also gave you that little extra boost as well. So they're very similar in that way. And I think
Right.
each character having their own abilities to differentiate them is a really nice touch. I really appreciate that. None of them is required. Like like Dixie's abilities like makes it easy. I would say, but you don't need it. And certainly if you're doing the one player mode with just Diddy. Actually, no, that's wrong. Because I think if you're playing one player, then you control both Diddy and Dixie, so you can technically still
You can
switch
switch
it.
off.
Exactly.
Mm.
So yeah, I guess maybe Dixie is necessary in some abilities. That part where I got stuck. Maybe it was that Dixie was just needed for that. Maybe she just had a little extra jump or whatever to make it through. Either way, I very much like the balance of the game. The music in this game is very different from the first one in the fact that the music is there, but it's more atmospheric than the first one. Where the first one had just like tunes for each level that you were in. Second one is more atmospheric, and a lot of the levels have the song built up to match the atmosphere as opposed to just being a song, which I think is pretty cool. Once those songs started to ramp up in this game, they got really cool. And one song that we didn't get to in this stream is Sticker Brush Symphony, which is like one of the best 16-bit songs ever. They brought it back for Smash. Chrissy, do you remember in Brawl the story mode where Diddy Kong and Fox were teamed up?
Yes, I remember that.
Yes. So during that part where you have them teamed up, that's very much. By the way, that entire thing about the first level had Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong team up, and then Donkey Kong got captured by Bowser, and Diddy and Fox had to team up. That of course is very much a
Mm.
reference to Country 1 and 2, with the very same premise of that being played. But
Oh,
yeah, when you have Diddy and Fox together, the music that plays in that level is Sticker Brush Symphony from Country 2, furthering the reference, I would say. Um, so I thought that was pretty cool, and now I get it a little more. It's a very good song. But that aside, yeah, Country 2 I like it a lot. I can definitely see why some people put it above Country 1. I like it's hard. I don't. Okay, hard question. Based on I mean, you obviously have more nostalgia for Country, but putting that aside, based on just what you've played of Country and Country 2, what would you say you prefer?
I mean, it honestly depends what I'm in the mood for. If I really, really, really want forming a really intense platforming game, then probably Country 2 would be best. But if it's nostalgia, then I prefer Country 1, just because I've played it so often that
Yeah,
I've kind of memorized the levels.
yeah, that makes sense. For me, I'm the opposite. I have more nostalgia for Country 2 since I did play it like first before original Country. I would say I've played more Country than Country 2, even though I have more nostalgia for 2, which is very weird to say. But I would say that I definitely got from this playthrough, mini playthrough, I guess. I definitely got why Country 2 is so beloved, why people love it so much. Like, I like the animal buddies. You get a mix of old and new with this game too. Rambi is there.
Hmm.
We know On Guard is there. We just didn't get to him. Winky is in this game somewhere. We got the new one, Radley the Rattlesnake. I believe Espresso the ostrich is somewhere in the country too. So that's something I like, that they did like add more animal buddies for the Kongs that you do play as, and this game was very instrumental in giving Diddy Kong the spotlight. He was the player 2 of the first one, and now he's the main character, and now he's become one of the most popular Nintendo characters. I'd say, like very much so. This game was responsible for that, but yeah, I really actually enjoyed Dunk Country 2 a lot. I think it would be foolish to say this game doesn't hold up. Quite frankly, I kind of had that feeling going in. It still feels very, the controls still very tight. The only thing is I guess a little archaic is that whole save system where you can save once for free and then you have to pay money or Kong, not real money obviously, but like Kong coins to like save. Which
I
I
was
guess
surprised that you had to pay money because in Country 1 you didn't have to, or at least in the beginning stages.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of like to add to the difficulty factor. Like you get one free save, and then after that you have to like earn it with your coins.
I feel
That's
like maybe it's a one free save per like world or per area.
Yeah, that would make sense. I'm gonna say that that's the case, but also, if that's too gnarly for you, you can also use save states and not have to worry about that as well. For
Less save states.
less save states, it's just so much better for progress in these older games because that goes a long way into mitigating the difficulty levels. Again, you still have to complete the levels. Like it's not like you're paying to not play them. You still have to play them, but it can save you a lot of backtracking to use save states in these cases. So you can just like focus on just like powering through the level as much patience as you have. It's more it takes away the time factor and makes it more of a patience factor. And I think that's good for accessibility of these games these days. So yeah, Country 2, I would highly recommend it. It's a fantastic platforming game. It's well regarded for a reason. I definitely see why. So it's just as good as it was when it was back then. And yeah, I would 100% recommend Country 2. It definitely holds up.
I feel like the country games hold up more. I haven't played 3 yet, but starting to feel like that the country games are holding up a bit more.
Oh, for sure. The country games have definitely not aged poorly. They have definitely withstood the test of time. That is a great segue. So I don't necessarily think our next game is going to be Country 3, but I will tell everyone that's watching that with Country 1, we had both played it. Christy more than me. With Country 2, I had played a little Country 2, but Christy had not. With Country 3, neither of us have played Country 3, so that's going to be a fresh experience for both of us when we eventually get to there. So that'll be fun when we eventually do that. But Christy, actually, before I do that, so yeah, we were in agreement. Country 2 definitely holds up. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I need to play it more and try to beat the stages. It's going to take some time.
You can let me know if you want to do that because this is fun. I'll do more if you want.
Okay.
Okay, but besides that, yes, Christy, the next game I was thinking of doing, we could do Country 2 next month, but I kind of wanted to break it up with like something else just to kind of like, keep it fresh. So I was thinking next month, you and I could play Kirby Superstar. How do you feel about that one?
Aww. Aww. I think one of the few Kirby games I've played is the N64 version.
Oh yeah, I love the N64. That's the very first one I played. It's great. Yeah, Kirby Superstar is... I don't want to spoil too much for the upcoming episode, but it's regarded as one of the best Kirby games ever. And I really enjoy Superstar. I have finished both Superstar as well as Superstar Ultra, which was the DS remake that added stuff. So, yeah, spoiler alert, I'm going to probably come out of Superstar very positive because I actually went on my way to finish the game. So it'll be more, honestly, this will be more your opinion, I think, when we eventually do that episode,
okay.
Which is, yeah. So yeah, there you go, people. Next month's episode is going to be Kirby Superstar. Christy and I will be playing that one, and that should be a lot of fun. Yeah, so next month, Kirby Superstar, and again, I want to thank everyone